Sure, we talked about every single book that I read for the year of 2024, and we yapped about it and we moved on. But what if we talk about the books I read for 2025, but we tier list them, because I love a good tier list. Let's tier list my 2025 reads. But let's break down the sections for me. Okay, so first one, like normal, like everyone else's, S tier. That is an S tier book. Also, this is all opinionated. So it could be amazing to you and I could hate it, and it could be amazing to me and you could hate it. And so if you have a different opinion, respectfully, nicely comment it down below. But if you have such an intense opinion, make your own video. S tier, incredible, amazing. I loved it. I'm thinking about it for the rest of my life. I hold it near and dear. Beautiful. Second tier, loved, amazing, incredible, pretty good. Third tier, B tier. I don't know why I'm doing that, but it's just B tier. Fourth tier, meh. Like, I'm not gonna have an opinion to hate it, but I'm not loving it. But meh, you know, meh. And my fourth tier is DNF'd. I don't think I put these on here, so I'll probably put them on there eventually. But my last tier, ew, David, ew. And that is a book that I did not vibe with, I did not enjoy it, I did not like, I did not DNF it, but I truly did not have a good time reading it. So let's get started. I added every single book that I've read up to this point, and so if I've read any other books, maybe I'll add them on here. I'll see if I can. And these are actually organized decently in order. Lucky for you, in my Hobonichi, I write them up in order. So let's get started with number 1. So for the first book that I read and finished this year was actually Just Last Night by Mari McFarlane. So that was the first book I finished this year. I think I gave it roughly 4.25 stars. Oh my gosh, do I know how to speak? It was an audiobook. I remember enjoying it, but it just didn't end well for me, so I enjoyed it. So I'm gonna give it a B tier. And so yes, you're gonna see that maybe some of my ratings don't make sense for where they're tiered, and honestly, this is my tier list, and I'm insane, so I can do what I want to. The next book that I read was Dreadful by Caitlin Rozonkis, and this was her debut novel, I think, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was 4 stars. It's a physical book. I loved the design for it. I love the feeling for it, and it's just such a silly hee read. And so I'm gonna say B tier, but above Just Last Night. I don't know if I loved it though. I enjoyed it though. I enjoyed it a lot. So let's go there. Third book that I read this year was The Villa by Rachel Hawkins, and I actually really enjoyed this book. I didn't expect to devour it so quickly as I did, and it was a 4.75 star. It was a physical book for me. I got this on recommendation, even though I don't know her. It was through a YouTube video. It was by Haley Pham, and I loved it. So I'm gonna say loved it for now. I might put it in S tier though. I might, but who knows. The next book that I read, also, I am so sorry. My asthma hates me, and if you hear me breathing, be happy, I'm breathing. Book 4 that I read was Happily. Oh yeah, also, I've read like 67 books. It's pretty good. Last year I read 26, and that was my highest then, and that's pretty sick. Never After by Lynn Painter. I gave this a 3.5 stars. It was an audiobook, and honestly, I kind of regret the score because, yes, it was perfect. It was a 5-star book until it got a little spicy, and it just wasn't for me. And so, even though I did really love the story leading up to it, I'm gonna say Eel David, and mainly because, like, it's not to the degree of Eel David. She'll probably stay on the top. And the next book that I read was actually by Lynn Painter as well, and it's better than the movies. And funny enough, this was a actual 5-star read. I love this book. It was so good. It encapsulated what To All the Boys I Loved Before film has, and that's what I love. It has that extra spice, and I love it. And I gave it S tier because, girl, let's keep going. The next book that I read this year, The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, and that was a 5-star read for me, and I actually really, really liked this book. I devoured it, I loved it, I want to read it again, and I need to own it. S tier. She was good, and I'm gonna actually put her in front of Better Than the Movies. This one was my first read using my Nook, and it was Road to Roswell by Connie Willis. That was a 3.75 star for me, but it was pretty funny, and it was pretty cute, so I'm gonna give a B tier. She's good, and I think I like her more than Just Last Night. So she's gonna be ruffled in between these two because she was cute and I still remember the story to this day. And honestly, if you want a good, decent 3.75 read, for me it was silly, it was fun. So just check it out. Actually, you know what? I'm putting her in front of Dreadful. That's how good she was. Was The Night We Lost Him by Lara Dave. That was my 7th read. Oh, oops, that one was 8th, that one was 7th. So Road to Roswell 8, but this one was a physical book. I actually really enjoyed it. I understand that people want a thriller to punch, kick, slap, beat, run up on them, but I love a calm thriller with beautiful sceneries, and that's what this was. And so I'm gonna put it in loved. I liked it. Was the favorites, and I gave it a 5-star, and it was a library book, and I loved it. It was incredible. It was amazing. I loved it. So let's throw her in loved, and I think I want to buy the book. So I think I'm gonna nestle her in front of the villa. Let's put her in. Let's do the 10th book. So the 10th book is a Warhammer book, which is Pariah by Dan Abnett, which is a 5-star read for me. I loved it. It was so good. I want to read the second book so badly, but Warhammer sucks at publishing their books and making it easily accessible for people to read. And so I don't know how to find the second book without paying over $200. So I might just learn another language so that I can get the audiobook. So Pariah, even though she's S tier, she is going down to loved under The Night We Lost Him. And she's going to stay in the bottom of loved because I'm just so butthurt I don't get to read the next one anytime soon. And so let's screenshot where we are right now so that I can show it to you guys on the screen, because it is book 11, which was Unspeakable by Jessica Willis Fisher. I gave that 5 stars, moving, incredible written. I love it. I need her to write more books in just a regular story kind of way, because I just love the way she wrote, but her story was so moving and inspiring. And so this is also why I made the S tier section, because there were certain people's memoirs that just moved me incredibly, and that's her. And she's gonna go up at the top of S tier because I loved her book so much, and because I still think of her to this day, and I still told someone to go read her book. Move on to book 12, which is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. And let's just give this one a 4.25 star, and that's the highest any of her books are actually getting from me. And so the only reason I rated her a little higher than she should have been is because I love the movie so much, and this one feels as close to the movie as possible. I'm gonna give her a good B tier. She's gonna be in B tier, and she's gonna be behind everybody else. The 13th book is Severance by Ling Ma. This was actually a 5-star read for me. It was a physical book. It was on my 25 of 2025, and I actually very much enjoyed this book. So I'm gonna say I loved it, and I'm gonna say it's below the favorites, but it's in loved because she was good. Here we have book 14 and book 15, which is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han and Always and Forever Laura Jean. And I'm gonna tell you right now, those averaged out at 3 stars. I don't like Jenny Han's writing. I read it. I understand it's it's a YA, but I just don't like it. I think that the director did incredible work. Both of those books in meh, and they're gonna be at the very, very bottom. And I'm putting the last book at the very front because I actually like that one a little bit more than the second one. 16, which was The Nightingale, 5-star, Kristen Hanna. I loved it. I can't wait for the movie to come out. I genuinely cannot wait. I'm putting that in S tier, and it's going in front of Better Than the Movies, and it's by Chris, and in between 7 Year Slip. Loved it, so good, moved, crying, deceased. Book 17th, Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. That is actually a part of one of the books that I am actually unhauling, and it's because it's just I don't like characters where there's not much to them. It was cute, it was adorable, it was like a 3-star, so it wasn't horrible. I think I got the rating wrong last time. I am so sorry. But it's not memorable for me, and so there I'm gonna say high meh. I enjoyed it. I don't like that they just didn't give her personality. So let's move on. Next book is book 18, and it's Loteria by Mario Zambrano. But I gave that a 3.75 star. It was a physical book. Honestly, I think I loved this book. Even though it was 3.75 star, it was such different storytelling. It was a way for, he was telling the story of a young Latina woman and telling the story using Loteria cards of her trauma. And I loved it. It was sweet, and I still think about it. And I'm gonna put her in front of Pariah because I'm still mad at Pariah. howya. On to book 19. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I give that a 1.75 star. It was an audiobook. She's getting ill David in the same way that Happily Never After is getting ill David. I didn't like this book. I'm sorry. I didn't like it. I think it might be because English is my second language. So sorry. Let's move on. Book 20, Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. I absolutely loved this book. And I love my copy of this book. So this is going to be an absolute S tier book because this is how you actually do horrific storytelling, but you do it well at one of my DNF books. This is going to be an S tier, and I'm going to actually put it in front of Better Than the Movies because it was very well written. Is book 21, Death of the Author by Nnedi Okorafor. And I give this a 5-star. It was an audiobook for me. I loved it. It was incredible. It's like 2 books in one. So if you love reading, why haven't you not read Death of an Author? I love this book. I genuinely was like insanely obsessed about this book like 3 weeks after I read it. And so she's going in S tier, and she is going above Better Than the Movies. Actually, she is going above The Nightingale. Book 22 is Small. Oh my gosh, you're hitting all my 5 stars, like my 5-star back-to-backs. So the next book is book 22, which is Small Things Like This by Claire Keegan. I am a new Claire Keegan fan. I've read 2 of her books and I 5-starred both of them. I love them. Her writing is insanely well done. I S tier. So that's gonna go in front of Better Than the Movies. Actually, yeah, it's gonna be in front of Better Than the Movies. Let me screenshot this again. Let's do screenshot number 3 so that you guys can see. The next book is book 23, Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. This was a 5-star read. It was a physical book for me. I really loved this book as an anxious girly myself. It read me very well. And so I'm going to put her on S tier, and I'm going to put her in front of Better Than the Movies because I really liked it. And I heard it's getting a movie. The Implusion by Olga Tokar. I gave this a 3-star. This was an audiobook, or this was a library auto book for me. A lot of my audiobooks are actually library books. I don't know why I changed my writing on these. It was meh, and it was meh above All the Boys I Loved Before. But it was not better than Summer Romance. Book 25 is Where the Past Begins by Amy Tan. This was a 4.75 star for me. This was a memoir or autobiography by her. And honestly, this was insane. This was an insane book. And so yet again, just like I said for Unspeakable, she is going right next to her because her life is insane. Her story is beautiful. She writes amazing. There is a chapter that is really slow paced, but it just really gets insane after that. So please hold on. Book 26, Set on You by Amy Leah. I gave this a 3.25 star. Another library audiobook. I'm gonna say it's B tier, and I think it's better to All the Boys I Loved Before. It's silly. It's fun. I liked it. It was silly and it was fun. Book 27, Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. I gave this a 4.75 star, and I enjoyed it. I'm gonna put it in B tier because it's been a second. I've sat on it. I haven't seen the movie in a second. I haven't read the book in a second, and I'm gonna put it in B tier, and I'm gonna put it above To All the Boys I Loved Before. Let's move on. Book 28 is The Witches by Stacy Schiff. This was a nonfiction read for me. I actually enjoyed it. I love witches. I love learning about witches. So I'm gonna put her in B tier, and I'm gonna put her above Crazy Rich Asians. Book 29, I gave it 4 stars. It was 1-star romance by Laura Hankin. I enjoyed it. This was it was interesting. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna put it at the top of meh though, because it's been a while and it's not coming back to me. So I'm just going to put it at the top of it because I don't remember it. It's The Manicurist's Daughter by Susan Liu. And this one was another library audiobook like the other one before that. And I gave it 4.75 star. I love this book. And she's going up at the very top of my S tier. And I think she'll be behind Amy Tan. But her life is insane. I love the fact of what she talked about. You need to read it. I'm not going to spoil it anymore. Book 31 was The Alienist by Caleb Clark. This is actually another book that I'm getting rid of. And I did not DNF it. I wish I did. And that's going to go under EO David. And it's going to be at the lowest level because there were some topics. We're halfway done, guys. I really hope my camera battery lasts. Book 32, I gave it 4.75 star, and it was In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. I enjoy TJ Klune. I loved this read. It was pretty good. I'm gonna put her below Pariah though. Even though she's paying for her mistakes, she will finally get to be above something. Book 33 was To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. I gave that 2 stars. I'm so sorry. I'm dumb. I'm gonna just say it. I'm dumb. I'm gonna put her next to Wuthering Heights. Am I gonna watch Wuthering Heights? I probably am. I'm a nosy POS. But I'm going to put them next to each other. Ill David, more of the sense of like, I didn't vibe. 34, Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Huang. I love this book. It was insane. It was beautiful. I devoured it. So I'm going to put her at loved, actually. It ended interestingly, but I loved every other minute of it. And I'm going to put it above Loteria. Pretty darn good, though. And I'm going to screenshot this so that you guys have another visual to see. This is The Poppy War. Loved, incredible, 5-star trilogy. It made me love R.F. Kuang. I bought Calabasas. I'm super hyped to read it. And so I'm actually going to put all of them. So The Poppy War for me was book 35. Dragon Republic was book 37. And The Burning God was book 41. I'm just going to go put these in S tier. And they're going to go above Anxious People. And I'm going to put them all back to back. They were insane. They were incredible. I fell in love with an author this year. Next book is Shogun, which is book 36. We're backtracking for a second. And that one I gave 2 stars. I just didn't vibe. I'm going to put it at meh, and I'm going to put it at the bottom. Next one, which is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. Abby Jimenez is the reason why I gave romance a chance. I read Just for the Summer. I loved it. And I read this one. I gave it a 4.25 star, but now that I've sat on it, there is some moments where I'm like, eh. And so I would have put it in loved, but I'm going to put it in B tier. And she's going to go above Roswell. Actually, she's going to go below Roswell, because at least that one was silly and it didn't cringe me all the time. Middle of the Night by Riley Sagar. This one was one of my lowest rated books of the year, and I gave it a 1.75 star. It made me sad because it was actually one of my physical books. And I'm gonna say Ill David because I did not like her, but I'm gonna put her above all the other Ill Davids because she tried. She tried. Book 40, and it was God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I anticipated this to be a 5-star read for me just off of the cover, and I was wrong. It's rich people doing rich people things in a climate that I don't like rich people. Therefore, she's going on Ill David, and she's going right above The Alienist. Let's move on. Now we're doing book 42. It's A Promised Land by Barack Obama. I gave that a 4.5 star. I'm going to put this in S tier because he is really well written, and I enjoyed learning about he did during his presidency and leading up. But she's gonna be at one of the lower memoirs in there. All right, let's move on to the next one. House of My Mother by Sherry Frankie. I gave this a 3.75 star. I'm just gonna put her at B tier. The next book that I read was Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. Name twin. Too bad you got 2.75 stars though. It was a library audiobook, and I didn't like it. I don't like true crime, but this is the kind of attitude that a lot of people who genuinely don't care about victims and only care about it for content think, and it genuinely bothers me. So I'm gonna put it at the very bottom of Ill David. Let's move on to book 45, which is Love and Other Conspiracies by Mallory Marlowe. I love this book. It was actually really good. I genuinely did not expect to like this book as much as I did. There was a bit of spice, and that turned me off a little bit, but not enough to not love this book. So I'm going to put it in loved. And if I can enjoy the favorites, I can enjoy Love and Conspiracies. And they're going to go next to each other because I liked them. Book is book 46, which is Good Time Girl by Heather Gay. Heather Gay is my girl. I gave her a 3.75 star. This one was rated a little worse than my original read of hers last year, but I liked it, and I love her personality. And honestly, even though she got 3.75 stars, she is going right next to Barack Obama. I need to screenshot this and show it to you guys because you guys don't have the updated picture. I'm going to show it to you guys, and I just want you to know why I laughed. Once you see it, I then want you to realize if you have the same mind-numbing sense of humor as me, you will understand why I laughed, because it's a very interesting thing to put next to each other. Let's move on. Book 47, I Hope This Doesn't Find You by Anne Liang. I gave this a 2.75 star. I kind of upped the rating because I understand it wasn't made for me. I just couldn't. I don't like the kind of romance, and it also put me off romance for a bit. And so I'm just gonna say meh, and I'm gonna leave it at the very, very bottom. 48, and this was actually my first Emily Henry read, which was Beach Reads. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it. It was a physical book. I'm gonna put her in Loved, and I'm gonna put her below Loteria. 49, House Moms by Jen Lancaster. I picked this up at the local library, not expecting much, and I got not much. It was 1.75 stars, but it was a fun time reading. I flew through this book because it was written very simply. And honestly, it's not enough to say ill David, even though she's rated so low, but it's enough to put her at the very bottom at meh. The Shining by Stephen King. Ill David, very bottom. Weird language. Why do you always write misogynist, racist, and weird things towards children? Book 51, Catalina, by Carla Cornejo Villano. Sorry, I might have spelled her name wrong when I wrote it, but Catalina was a good story. It was angst. It was, you can't trust the narrator. It was pretty good. I'm gonna say B tier though. I remember parts of it, but not too much of it. And so she's gonna go right under The Witches. Book 52, Hume by Helen Phillips. Oh my gosh, I gave this a 3.25 stars, but I keep thinking about this. I keep thinking about this book, like, to this day. That's insane. I'm gonna have to put it in, I'm gonna put her at the bottom of S tier, because, like, I don't love her because she's dystopian and she has weird themes, but, like, why won't she leave my mind? 53, I read my second Claire Keegan book, which was Foster, another 5-star. Miss Girl, Go Find Your Lawful Wedded Place in front of, loved this book so much. I'm gonna put it in front of The 7-Year Slip. I loved it. It has a lot of tones that I feel near and dear to, and it genuinely made me feel seen as a child of neglect. Save it. Let me show you guys where we are right now. Yes, please. Amy Poehler. I gave this 2 stars. It would have been 1 if I didn't like her so much to begin with. There is some insane logic in this book, and it made me side-eye Amy Poehler a lot because of certain topics of tourism. Like, you just go see poverty tourism. You would hang out with them, but then be thinking about your outfit at the Emmys. You saying as a white woman that non-white people are racist because they look at you too long, or they talk to you in a way that's literally not that bad. Like, so I'm gonna put you at ill David, and I'm gonna put you right before The Alienist. Book 55, The Body Keeps the Score. That was a 5-star book for me. I used it in therapy. She is going to be, I don't love her. She's S tier because she's smart. She's gonna hang out with Hume. It doesn't make sense. I did not love her, but I helped. Book 56, A Psalm for the Wild Built. I gave her a 4-star. It was a library read. I read so many library books. I don't remember it. I'm sorry. But I rated highly. So I'm going to put it at the top, at the middle. I'm going to put her above The Implosion. I'm going to leave her at meh. I don't remember what she's about. I think it was talking about capitalism and how you just want to step away from it all. But I don't feel for it anymore. Actually, never mind. I'm putting her at B tier. 57, The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. That is a 1-star book. That is a minus, but I felt generous because it did give me some holiday cheer in October. I'm insane. I'm going to put her at Bill David, but she is going to be put below these classics because I feel rude for doing that. 58, 0 stars, don't recommend. 4.25 stars. It was an audiobook. I actually really enjoyed this. I kind of loved it. It was kind of insane, and I kind of flew around with it. So I'm gonna put it right next to In the Lives of Puppets, because it was a silly dystopian. Book 59, I won't stop talking about this book. It was a 5-star for me. 107 Days by Kamala Harris. Girl, I loved your book. This whole country did you wrong. Your whole party did you wrong. I'm gonna put you right below Unspeakable, because it was pretty good. I read Jaws for the 50-year anniversary, and I gave it a 3-star, the book. The book is kind of smutty, girls. Honestly, if you like a little spice in your life, you should check out Jaws. I genuinely didn't expect that because the movie is not. So just check it out. Just check it out. But for me, I'm going to put her at meh. Genuinely, I'm going to put her at the top of meh because she was pretty good. Written pretty well. I loved the author's note at the beginning. but I moved on. 61, Anita de Monte Love Slacks by Xochitl Gonzalez. This was a 5-star read for me. It was incredible. I'm going to put that at the bottom of S tier, though. It was pretty darn good, though. I devoured his Vampiros del Norte, or of el Norte. I think del Norte sounds better, by Isabela Cañas. And this is book 62. I gave it a 3.5 star. It was good. It was historical fiction, which drawed me in. It was giving lovely, and so I'm gonna put it at the top of B. No, I'm gonna put it before Say You'll Remember Me, but below Roswell, because it wasn't bad. But it also talked about Texas and everything, and that was pretty chill. Book 63, I did give it 3 stars. It was Mailman by Stephen starring Graham. And the longer I sit on this book, the more frustrated I get with it. So she's gonna go at the very top of Il David, just because you were a mailman for 1 year and you are capitalizing off of it. I get it. You're telling your life story, but it just feels kind of weird at times. Also take a little screenshot, a little second, to show you where I am right now on this tier list. We are at the last 4 books of this year. Book 64, Wayward by Emilia Hart, 4.5 stars. It was a physical book. It was actually the last book on my 25 of 2025. And honestly, I love this book. There's very intense topics, but I really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna put Wayward above The Night We Lost Him. Nope. Yeah, I'm going to put him above The Night We Lost Him. It was a very good book. It was a Christmas gift, and I really enjoyed it. 55, The Unworthy by Agustina Basercia, 3.5 star. I love Tenders the Flesh. It does deal with a lot of the same kind of topics. There were moments where a little too much, but then I did think about some of the Warhammer books I've heard about and how dark they are and how I still want to read them. So I'm going to put this at B tier. And I'm going to put this at the top of B tier because it was a good book. Book 66, Nothing Like the Movies. I told you guys I had some opinions about Lynn Painter. I did not realize I read 3 books of hers this year. And this book made me really realize I need to take a break. We're breaking up. We're done for now. I don't understand when you give a sequel to a book just to completely erase what you did in the first book so well. And so because of that, she gets the ultimate crime of the lowest form of Il David. Because why did you do what you did? Book 67. And so this right now is my end of my 2025 reads. This is my 67th book of the year. And it is Nobody's Girl by Virginia Roberts Giuffre. And I gave this a 5-star read. It was incredible. It was amazing. I need to pick this book up to put on my shelf. I am so sorry you're not around. I am so sorry you worked so hard to be believed, and then your life just was not great. And so she is getting S tier, very, very, very top of the line. I loved her writing. It genuinely saddens me to know that she is not around, anymore, and that we did her wrong. The law did her wrong. This system did her wrong. And the audience and the internet did her wrong. And I think I'm going to buy this book, and I think I'm going to read it again, and I think I'm going to heavily, heavily, heavily annotate it, and we're going to yap, because I have a lot of opinions, and as I've been talking here, sorry I got emotional there. And honestly, this is where we're sitting. S tier has Nobody's Girl, incredible, unspeakable, 107 Days, Where the Past Begins, The Manicurist's Daughter, Barack Obama, Good Time Girl, Fostered, 7 Year Slip, Death of the Author, Christian Hannah, Demon Copperhead, Small Things Like This, Poppy War, Dragon Republic, Burning God, Anxious People, Better Than the Movies, Body Keeps the Score, Anita de Monte Laughs Last. I loved The Favorites, Love and Other Conspiracies, Severance by Ling Ma, The Villa, Wayward, The Night We Lost Him, Natural Beauty, Loteria, Beach Read, Pariah, In the Lives of Puppets, 0 stars, do not recommend, as I'm recommending. And my B tier was The Unworthy, Road to Roswell, Vampiros del Norte, Say You'll Remember Me, Dreadful, Just Last Night, Set on You, The Witches, Catalina, Crazy Rich Asians, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, A Song for the Wild, and The House of My Mother. Anything below that, you're gonna have to read. But those were my thoughts. These are my books. I read them. If you hate them, please be nice. I was just being dramatic for dramatics. And I hope you are having a great either end of your year or beginning of your year. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.